Are we
I
live?
mean, you don't have to be quiet during that whole.
Are we live?
We're live. These
All right.
mics are hot.
Are we live?
Yeah. And hey, guess what?
I don't know.
It looks like we got a chat that works.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On this, so that'll be good. We can get real-time follow-up now. Then.
Where? How does one access the chat?
Well, it's on the YouTube page. You can click the video and pop out the chat, which is
Really?
much like pumping up the jam. You know, like
Is that different than the
damn.
group chat on? Because it looks like it's still going through Hangouts.
It looks that way, yes, but I scheduled this all via YouTube.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, and for some reason, now the chat works.
Really?
It didn't used to work, but yeah, now it does.
Huh.
And so it's live chat that's shared with the listeners, right?
That's right. Yeah,
Huh.
the listeners can chat on our YouTube streaming page. That's what I'm
Wow.
trying to say.
Okay.
We got Dave Hodis, we got Thorbon3, we got LOL247. Lol. Lots of love.
Wait, is that what that means?
That is. You didn't know that?
All this time I've been using it really incorrectly.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Should we get started? Let's do a clap
Yeah.
first. Let's do a
Oh,
clap.
yeah.
'Cause that's how we do.
There we go.
All right. No, well, don't do that. I'm not
Oh.
gonna know
That's going
which
to be
clap
awful.
to use.
Well, this is the one to use.
Just you've
There. I use that one.
gone and messed it up. You've messed
Oh,
the whole
dang it.
thing.
dang it, CJ.
We got to cancel the show now.
Okay.
All right.
See
all
you
right,
next
let's-
week.
3, 2, 1. That was lovely.
Yeah.
We do that to sync up the audio, and then
I know that.
Ethan goes away because he
I-
clapped too hard.
I thought you were supposed to clap on the escape key.
That's right. I closed
I-
the window.
I
Oh
clapped,
no!
I clapped on the little X in the corner. Isn't that what you're...
I clapped and kicked out the AC adapter for my computer. I've done that. I've
Have you
done
really?
that. No, I haven't. Totally kidding.
Wow.
Totally kidding. Oh wow! Look, somebody's updating the outline. That's real good. Mhm,
Me.
Yeah. Hey, it's you. Yeah.
Hey,
there's
it's
Ethan. Ethan's back.
not like we have a third person on the show. Oh, look, who's
he's
back.
muted though. There we
Look
go.
who's
He's
back.
back. You clapped
Hey,
yourself
guys.
out of existence, Ethan.
Yep.
All right, but you're back. So
Yep.
that's good. All
That was
right.
weird.
Shall we do this thing?
Okay.
Hello and welcome to episode 512 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, August 30th, 2016. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, from California, adjacent to a Dunkin' Donuts, Mr. Ethan Einhorn.
Hey, yes, Dunkin' Donuts, which is available, it looks like, in California in only 2 towns, and those are the 2 towns that Phil and I live in. So I think it was
Mine-
done.
Mine opened first.
Oh, yeah, yours open first.
Is this a recent thing? These are
Yeah.
like recent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in
Oh,
fact,
look at that. He's got the cup of coffee.
well, and I had to wait about 35 minutes in line for that cup of coffee.
Oh my God.
Yes. Though, CJ, the one
Yeah.
in Half Moon Bay, I'm assuming it's the same thing in Walnut Creek, drive-through. That is cool.
Oh, technology.
We did not have
You can drive your car through a fast food restaurant. Yeah.
We do not have that.
Oddly enough, the couple Dunkin' Donuts that are near where I am are not. They don't have drive-throughs. I don't get it.
Huh.
I don't get it.
That coffee.
What, are we living in the
is
Stone
good.
Age or something?
I like Dunkin' Donuts, don't get me wrong, but it's not worth waiting around for half an hour for.
No.
Yeah. What's interesting is my wife has basically convinced my kids that it's poison. So,
What?
yeah,
In what sense?
that it's just junk food and you shouldn't eat it.
What?
Well, they're donuts, yeah, of course they are, but that's why you eat them, because they are delicious.
And
Yes.
if they're not nutritious, they're at least they'll get all hopped up on the sugar.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's sometimes you need that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of, check this out.
Whereas,
Oh, I got some of that too.
Yeah.
oh, you got some. I have not found Crystal Pepsi. Where'd you
Crystal
find it
Pepsi. At the grocery store, local Publix.
at? The grocery store. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the grocery store.
Oh, okay. Grocery store brand grocery stores.
No, Publix.
Publix.
You don't have Publix. You have Safeway up there.
I know. What the hell is a Publix? We have Lucky as well.
Do
Is
you?
Publix part of one of those conglomerates?
I don't think so.
Well,
No, we
I
have
think
it over
Kroger
at
is.
CVS.
You got
When I
Kroger,
brought it
too.
to the counter, there was a girl who was in her early 20s who asked, "What is that?" We've been wondering because it just came in. And I said, "Oh, it's something that was popular when I was like in junior high school." And she's like, "Are you a baby boomer?" And
Oh no!
yeah, I had to explain. No, I'm Generation X. And she's like, "What?" And I
What
said,
is that?
And you're a millennial. And she's like, "I'm a what?" And I said, "Yeah, the generation that uses lots of screens at the same time." She goes, "Some of us." Like, very
Oh.
uppity.
Oh,
Yeah.
a hipster.
you know what? You know what, Ethan? When someone asks me, "Are you a baby boomer?" You know what my response is?
What?
I get very indignant. First of all,
Well, I mean,
And
that's
I
your
say-
normal. That's how you are normally.
I'm a person.
You don't
and
have
my
to.
name is Anakin.
You don't have to get indignant. You are indignant, just in general.
I wasn't
Thanks for-
indignant. I was incredulous.
Thanks for stepping on my punchline there, CJ.
No problem. No
No,
problem
I
at all.
I really need to get this point out about how indignant you are all the time. I really need to get it out
Gotta get
for
it
the
out.
for the third time in this these two sentences.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and by the way, joining us from California broadcasting from the other Dunkin' Donuts, Mr. Phil Theobald. Hello.
Yeah. More like
Just saying.
Dunkin' Donuts. More like beep and go nuts.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Ethan, can you fill in that beep for me?
I could, but I won't.
when I was purchasing the Crystal Pepsi today at a local Publix store,
Yeah.
the woman who was ringing me up said, "Oh, do you want your water out of a bag?" I was like, "Oh, no, it is not
Yeah,
a
I'm just
water.
gonna pretend it's water. I'm just gonna pretend it's water.
Now,
It
this
looks
is
like
not-
water."
This is not a proper game podcast if we don't talk about Crystal Pepsi for at least 40 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You know
I
what
will
I
say,
have?
though, it tastes a lot better than I remember it tasting. Can I
You
say
know
it
what
does.
I have a bag of sitting in my kitchen right now?
What's that?
I have a bag of Oreos.
Oh, you have the Swedish
The
fish.
Swedish
Oreos.
fish.
But not just any Oreos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Swedish.
Have you tried
Nice.
them? Have you tried them?
Not yet. I'm gonna do a taste test.
Are you
with,
gonna do an
with my
unboxing video?
boy. I'm gonna do an unboxing video.
Okay.
I guess an unbagging
good.
video.
Yeah.
Trying some what have to be awful Oreos.
Can you
Well,
do
it has to
something
be.
like Can you do something like the PSP Lick video? Where it's just a little more exciting to watch.
I could see what I could do.
Okay.
Is IGN hiring?
So hey, how
What?
you guys doing? How you guys doing?
Whatever, fine. Who cares? Move on.
Check the.
Yeah,
this-
here it is.
this
Yeah, I know.
You
I
did?
don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get one.
But I
bought it, of
did.
course.
I
Yeah,
caved.
Of course.
I
Yep,
caved.
you get your new 3DS.
I caved. Yeah. So the new Nintendo 3DS Super Mario Land or 3D Land bundle came out on Friday, along with a bunch of Nintendo Selects, and it's the new Nintendo 3DS, the small one, not the XL.
Right. Right.
Which
That's
has
cool.
only been available in the U.S. in a couple of bundles. And last week on the show, I said I wasn't going to buy one,
Yeah, which means, of course,
and then I caved.
I got to get
So
to the
then-
store.
Mr. All Digital Future, are you able to take your games and put it on two devices at the same time or not?
Of course not. No,
No, it's one or the other.
it's one or the
Okay.
other. You have to decide which one you're going to put it on and go with that. So
Oh,
I.
wait,
So how have
can
you
you-
managed that?
You just
What?
it's like a
Oh, I
button.
know technically how it's done, but I'm saying, like,
Oh.
are you keeping things on the XL or are you pushing everything over to the new one?
I have pushed over everything to the new one
Okay.
because why? Why would I leave everything on the XL?
Well, I didn't know if you were getting
all of the games that I have are digital, so I would have no game.
Right. No, I didn't know if you were getting it really more for collector's purposes, but preferred the big screen.
Oh, right. No.
Now wait a second. If you have two of your precious Vita systems, can you have your digital games on both of them?
You can, yeah. You can
Can
just
you?
swap the cards, right? Because I do
Yeah,
that with
but
my
maybe-
Vita and my PlayStation TV all the time.
Yes, exactly.
But
It's only on one memory card.
okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Never
So
mind.
what's a little bit inconvenient is that you have to, if you're playing a kart game, you have to pop out both the kart game and the memory card to
Yeah,
work.
what
it
kind
on
of
the PS4.
lunatic buys physical Vita games?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe me.
Lunatic named Ethan Einhorn.
Yeah.
What's your latest purchase there?
Oh god.
Booby Bounce?
Oh god. Booby Bounce 64.
Senran Kagura, and we can talk about it here because I haven't played it yet, so it's not in what you've
Oh.
been playing. It's
Yeah.
it's on the list though.
Well, we don't have a what you've been fapping to segment of the show. So.
Are you saying we're
we
starting
should.
something new?
Maybe we should. Because I know what my entry in that is. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, little Mario Maker sprites.
Yeah, and
That's
there's
right.
there's something about Sneak King that just does it for me.
Mm.
Sneaking.
Hey, Ethan.
Oh.
Not because I want you to talk about the Vita more, but because boy, America does not. But what are you doing about all those like crazy limited run and those other kind of boutique physical game releases?
Yeah, I've just started queuing up for those. We talked about it a little bit last week, but I was
Yeah, I
able
didn't listen
to.
to last
Yeah,
week's
Phil,
show
maybe
because
you should listen to the show.
That's would be
You
my
should.
first mistake.
No.
Yeah, just quick on that. I have Rainbow Moon coming to me and Shovel Knight, and so
Okay.
they give pretty good advance notice. And then,
Oh, I know that. I'm aware of that. But like, what about the ones that have already been released that are not going to get re-released?
I'm not worried about those yet. I'll worry about those when I have more disposable income.
Nah, when they're more expensive is what
Yep.
you mean.
Oh, they're already stupidly expensive. They
Oh, I
go
know.
up immediately to $100. Actually,
I know.
the variance on pricing is crazy. On Amazon, Virtua Tennis 4 was going for like I want to say like $87 or something like that. And that's just because it's not on PSN anymore. But fortunately, I was able to find a copy through GameStop digitally. Or sorry, GameStop's store physically.
Well, hey, you could get a copy of Zeo Drifter for $86
Yikes.
with free shipping though. And I mean,
That takes the pain out of it.
and that game runs you what, like $10 digitally?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
well, you have fun with that collection.
Can we get back to this sweet little DS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Let's.
No, so the screens are smaller, you see.
Yeah. Huh.
Smaller than the XL. But I like the new system. It feels like it's lighter weight. It actually feels better in my hand than the XL. The XL, it's too big, too bulky. You know.
This is verbatim the conversation CJ had with his wife on his honeymoon. I know it's smaller, but it fits better in your hand, and
That's right. And I like
You
the
see what I'm-
screen quality too. You'll see that I am playing Link's Awakening on there.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Awakening.
this is not with
good
the
game.
whatever the pixel perfect mode on. It's still the sort of blurry, but it actually looks better that way than it did on the XL. Oddly enough.
Probably
That
because
is
it's
cool.
smaller.
Probably because yes.
I
Yeah.
only wish that all the listeners could see that shell because it really looks awesome.
Yeah, the Mario Maker shell. This is the real the faceplate is the reason why I bought it. Like,
Please.
Of course, yeah.
I'm a
Hey,
huge
let
fan
me
of Mario.
let me ask you this, CJ,
Yeah,
because I do not have one of those new 3DSs.
that's right.
But I do know that they supposedly have better head tracking for the 3D.
They do, yes.
Does that actually work really well?
It works really, really well. Yes.
Oh, really?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
So
You
much so
should,
that Nintendo, Iwata before he passed said that he really, really wished they had held off on launching the 3DS because this technology is so much better that it
really
sells
is.
on the experience. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, any Best Buy or even Target that has a kiosk set up with the new 3DS, you could try it.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's good though.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
I like the quality of the screen, and the size of the machine is better for my pockets. It doesn't feel like a brick in your pocket. And this, like the DS Lite or the DSi, I really liked the build quality and the matte finish on that system. It was the best DS that Nintendo had made, and I thought the original 3DS was kind of a step backwards, like a huge step backwards in build quality.
Yeah, it was ugly.
This is much more like the DSi in terms of quality. Or feel anyway. The only problem that I've had so far is that the power button is not as easy to click with my giant hands. My giant fingers won't click it as well. But I just use the stylus for that. So
how's the mouthfeel on it?
Mouthfeel is really, really good.
Okay, that's cool.
Just about as good as
one other thing that is really nice about those is that it has the NFC built in. Yeah. So my daughter...
All the amiibos that I never play with.
Well, yeah, but I mean, maybe not for us, but my daughter has an original 3DS XL, and she just finished Kirby Triple Deluxe, which she's been trying to finish for a long time, and she was so happy because I had promised her that she could get the new Kirby game when she finished that one. So picked up the new Kirby game yesterday, and she was literally so excited in the back seat as we were driving home that she was giggling as she started playing it. And she really wants to use her amiibos to interact with the game, but she has to use that separate base, which one additional step is kind of a pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to have the NFC upgraded.
It is. Hacker Alias Dave Hodis in the chat says the smaller new Nintendo 3DS feels pretty creaky to me. I would agree with that. Like, the hinges don't feel as good as the XL. They don't snap. They don't have that nice snap really, or in the middle it doesn't have that snap. And the power button, as I mentioned, not as good. But other than that, I really like the size and the weight and the mouthfeel of it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, and even with the faceplate being your kind of key reason for getting it, you can get other faceplates, which is a really fun thing to be able to do. Yeah.
True. And now I have Mario 3D Land digital, which I did not before. That was one of my last physical games. So.
Okay. That's a great game, too. That ages really well.
That's true. Very true. Alrighty.
There you go.
Let's get into some other news headlines from last week.
Yeah.
So PS4 Slim leaked via an auction site in the UK.
Yes.
Photos of it, and then early last week we got some video of the thing actually booting up. Did you were you able to watch this before it got pulled down?
No.
It was very exciting. It was video of a PlayStation 4 booting up.
And I missed this.
Nobody's ever seen it. I know, it's kind of crazy.
Oh, man.
But
I love that boot up sequence. The bong.
But if you hold down the R trigger, it does a different.
That's right. The little like baby cries or something, right?
Yeah, and we're talking about the GameCube.
Wait, what system is this?
PlayStation 4.
Oh, right.
Yeah. GameCube had that alternate.
PS4.
A couple alternate boot up screens.
Yeah, I think the little one with the laughing baby or whatever was. Didn't you have to have all 4 controllers doing something with the?
Oh, did you?
I think so.
I'm sure there's video of it on YouTube. I'm sure I've seen it too.
I'm sure. Yes.
But Eurogamer had the video of the PS4 Slim booting up, and they pulled it down upon guidance from their lawyers.
Yeah, they didn't want to run into a Hulk Hogan situation.
Even though they ran pictures of the device.
Yeah.
Apparently, video is too far. So. Well,
there you go.
Yeah. Other big news last week. Not a whole lot really. Super Mario 64 DS came out on the Wii U Virtual Console.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that's a bummer though is, of course, it would be much more exciting if you could have the the Nintendo 64
Analog
versions
control.
on the 3DS, and also we already have Mario 64 on Wii U, the real one.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't have the DS version, which has
Right.
you can play as
Extra characters
extra
and
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't poo-poo Wario.
I gotta say though, I do hope they remake Mario 64 again because the visuals of the DS version are kind of crappy, kind of dated.
I
Yes.
would love a Mario 64 remake.
Yeah, another one.
Yes.
Let's just do it. Let's do it. Get on that, Nintendo.
Mario
Right.
64 by 4. Let's see it.
I like it.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was all the news I had
Jeez.
because it didn't seem like that much happened. But hey, if any listeners are going to PAX West this upcoming
boy,
weekend,
here we go.
I mean Labor Day weekend, I'll be there
If you want to hear your name read on the show,
at PAX West in the Adult Swim booth on the 6th floor. And I guess here's some news I can finally share. Adult Swim Games is publishing ToeJam and Earl Back in the Groove.
what?
That is amazing. That
That's
is
right.
fantastic. Yep.
That makes me very glad I didn't back it on Kickstarter.
What? Why?
Well, because now I'm going to get a code.
No. Oh wait, you probably are.
So now is this
The producer of the game. I forgot.
Yeah.
so now
Totally
this
hooked you up.
version of ToeJam and Earl, is it something that you think once completed Miguel Lopez of Game Now and Glixo will approve of? Because he didn't approve of ToeJam and Earl 3 really when that one came out. It was
Well,
a little
let's be
concerned with some of the
honest.
stereotypes.
Let's be honest. ToeJam and Earl 3 was not a good game.
Yes.
First of all, a disappointment to ToeJam and Earl fans like myself. This is much more true to the original.
Sounds great.
See?
Is it just ToeJam and Earl? Are they the only playable characters?
No, there are more playable characters.
Oh, are there?
ToeJam and Earl. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you fighting a disembodied Ku Klux Klan head as the final boss?
Why?
Which
Why?
I believe was in at least an early version of ToeJam and Earl 3.
No, that was Flogan Brothers. That was in Flogan Brothers. You're completely misrepresenting. Yeah.
But hey, let me ask you this:
Yeah, go ahead.
is it going to be a good game?
It's gonna be a great game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? If you're going to PAX West, you can play a demo.
not.
Ah,
The game.
that would be cool.
Let me ask
in
you
our
this.
booth, in the Adult Swim Games booth.
Better or worse than Headlander?
Come on, I can't. What's equal? Come on, these are my children. Trying to make me rank my children. It's not gonna work.
So one thing I
Oh,
love
man.
about the way these games are coming out now is that for the longest time, publishers, and I can say this with firsthand knowledge, would say, hey, there's this classic brand. How do we make it relevant for players today? And
Right.
make a lot of changes. And now, instead, it's just how do we make this resonate with players from before? And
Yeah, how do we make
really
it
make something pure?
resonate with fans who were fans of the original or back
Yes.
in the day? Yeah,
And that is the
Yeah.
right way to do it. Yep.
I agree. I backed ToeJam and Earl on Kickstarter before we began talking to Human Nature Studios about publishing the game. So I'm pretty excited about working on it with Greg Johnson and the team.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
that's
great.
Cool.
It's gonna be great. It is
Yeah.
great,
Awesome.
and you'll see that if you're at PAX West.
Can you give me one of those pins?
No,
Dang
What was
it!
the,
Nope,
what
not
was
gonna
the
do
name
it.
of their last
good
game?
are
Was
ya?
it like Doki Doki Panic? Was that what it's called?
that was Doki Doki Universe. Yeah,
Doki Doki
PS3
Universe.
Doki Doki Panic is something different.
Okay,
Doki Doki
that's why I
Panic.
asked.
is Super Mario Brothers 2
Yeah.
in Japan.
Oh, right.
Come
okay,
on.
that's why I confused.
Come
it.
on,
All right.
man.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, how embarrassing.
No. That's why I asked, and I didn't make the exclamation.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah.
Yes, that's
Ugh.
big news. We put out a new teaser trailer, which I'll link to in the show notes, and it's
Cool.
pretty great. Pretty great.
Cool.
Exciting times. All right.
Yes.
shall we get on to what we've been playing?
Might as
Sure.
well.
Because I think it's about that time. Phil, you have not been with us for a week or two.
That's true.
I can't even remember the last time you were on the show.
1 week.
Just 1 week.
One
Okay.
week.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what you've been playing in that time?
Not much.
Yeah.
Just I did pick up the Mario 3DS, Mario 64, whatever it's called, Mario 64 by 4. I picked that up, so I've been playing a bit of that.
Super Mario 64 DS.
DS, that's the one. That's the
Okay.
one. I picked that up just because I do enjoy that that game, despite its crummy digital controls.
DS games look so bad now. They don't look good.
Eh. It has low poly charm.
Low poly charm. Okay.
Low poly charm. You know. Yeah, so I've just been playing a bit of that. It's Mario 64 with like new stuff added to it. Plays Yoshi and things.
Uh-huh.
I've just mainly, you know what I've been? I've been at school getting my
Constructing
classroom
Legos.
set up and building Lego sets. Yes. So
Yeah.
I've been very, very busy getting ready for the new school year.
Okay.
Which is getting closer and closer. Hey, you know what I've not been playing?
What's that?
No Man's Sky.
That's too bad. When was the last time you played it?
The day after it came out, when I got bored with it.
Oh.
Not a very good game.
But
Not even a little.
It is a good game though. It's
If you
good.
like boring.
I like boring.
If you like actually boring.
Oh.
Yeah, no, not a fan.
Okay.
No man's fan. No fans game.
No fans game.
Yeah,
Okay.
or like Snore Man's Sky.
I hear what you're saying. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's all you've been playing then? Mario and not No Man's Sky?
and not No Man's Sky. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I want to get?
What's that?
You know what I want to get is Activision. You know those awful people at Activision. They have they've done a remaster of one of those Transformer games for PS4.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah, and it's on PS4 now, and I really wouldn't mind replaying it again with snazzier graphics and everything. But they're charging $50 for that. Which just seems-
$50?
$50.
Didn't they do that with a? Was that Activision who did that with the Marvel Alliance games, or was that somebody else?
Yeah.
Was
But
them
they at least then they were charging. I think it was $50 for the two Marvel
games.
Alliance games. Yeah.
Right.
I think they were charging $30 individually or $50 for the pair. But they just released one of the and I believe it's the second of the Transformer games.
Is
It's
it
not-
a good one?
Oh yeah. But both of the High Moon Studio Transformers games are really quite good.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't want to pay $50 to play it again though. So hopefully
Okay.
there's a sale on it at some point.
I'm sure there will be.
There bloody well better be,
Yeah.
dude.
Uh-huh.
Dude.
Dude, totally.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right.
what have you been playing, CJ?
Well, I've been playing No Man's Sky, of course.
Keeping up with it.
I bought a new ship. I think I may have mentioned that on last week's show. But yeah, I still like it. It's a relaxing game for me because there's no pressure, there's no goal, there's just a lot of going to different planets and identifying some beasties and doing some mining, getting some moolah, and jetting off to the next galaxy. That's the story that I put into the game. That story's not there in the physical product. I make up the story.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, making up your own story is perfectly fine, but making up your own story to something that's really, really, really dull.
It's not that dull when you power up some of your. Okay, fine, it's dull.
Yes,
It's kind of, to me, the 2001 of video games, where it's like 2001 is so technically beautiful and it's incredible what they were able to do, but I just think it's such a boring thing to sit through.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't think No Man's Sky is that boring. Because usually when I play, I come up with a goal that I have to get. Like I want to mine X number of units.
So, all right, but if you're playing, are you listening to like podcasts or doing something else on the side while you play?
I usually do.
So it's not the type of game that even takes your full attention anymore. Because if you
That's
focus
true.
just on that game, you'd be bored as hell, right?
I think you're right, and yeah, actually, it's funny. I can't listen to podcasts or music or when playing another game. Like when playing, a game that like I played Alone with You this week, which is an adventure game from hacker alias Benjamin Rivers.
How did you
cool.
play? How'd you play with me? I've been here the whole time.
The game is called Alone with You.
And by the way, I was thinking about that joke myself, and ultimately decided it wasn't worth it. So thanks for proving that.
Nope, it's worth it.
Better than a truck joke.
Yeah, how would Gunpei Yokoi react to that joke, Ethan?
Don't do it. Don't do
there
it.
again.
Don't do it. So yeah, Alone with You, which is sort of an adventure game that has a lot of dialogue. I can't listen to anything but the in-game music for that. Like I can't listen to podcasts while playing something else like that.
I think everyone probably has their own little chill out game though. For me right now, for instance, it's Hot Shots Golf. I will listen to like Casual Connect talks and stuff like that while playing Hot Shots, and for whatever reason that mixes really well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As I mentioned, I was playing Alone with You.
Yeah.
That is an adventure game from hacker alias Benjamin Rivers. And he also did the game Home a couple of years ago, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Really fun adventure game where you are this guy who's been marooned on this planet, and your only hope of survival is basically getting out into a shipping lane where you'll be noticed. But to repair the ship that can bring you there, you have to repair all these different systems. You don't have the training for that, so you have to commiserate socially with these VR AI interpretations of these people who actually do know how to do that stuff and how to repair those systems. It's kind of an interesting setup there.
I see.
Yeah, and it's an adventure game, Phil. I think you'd like it. It's only $10 on the PSN. It's cross-buy. It's PS4 and it's Vita. So I know Ethan's going to be into it.
Oh yeah,
because it's a Vita game.
Need to get it physical.
Well,
I don't need to get it physical.
You can just photocopy some box art and put it on your shelf and pretend that it's physical.
Yes, but you would have to be some sort of lunatic to go through all that trouble.
Well, no, the big problem for me is I think to do it now I'll have to get a third 64 gigabyte stick. So that's the issue. But I plan to eventually.
Okay. Anyway, if you are into adventure games and sci-fi, you might want to check out Alone with You. It's only $10. It's $8 on PS Plus this week.
Wow.
So
there you go.
Check that out. I've been playing a little more Metroid Prime Federation Force.
Nice. How is it holding up?
I'm still having fun with it.
I want to try that game.
The missions are kind of some of them are tough solo, but so far I've been able to hop online and get a mostly full party for some of those, so it's been fun. Yeah, I mean it's a fun little casual shooter. It's enjoyable.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm curious about it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's next level games. They make good stuff.
They do good stuff. They do very good stuff.
They do very good stuff. So yeah,
maybe I'll trade in No Man's Sky and get that.
You should.
Yeah,
do it.
It'd be worth it.
Do it.
Worth it.
And then I've been playing a little bit of Link's Awakening.
That is such a great game.
It's really good.
I stopped about halfway through, so I picked it back up when I switched everything over to the new 3DS, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. That is a weird game, though.
Yes, it is.
It's a very weird hybrid. I mean, you have chain chomps, you have pictures of Princess Peach, you have Wart showing up. Like, it's very, very odd, but it is certainly very charming.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that I'll be talking about it on another podcast a little bit later. So look forward to that. But I'm having fun with it. All right, and that's pretty much it for what I've been playing.
Yeah.
Ethan, you want to tell us about the Vita games you've been playing, or the non-Vita games?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. And actually, this week it has been Vita games. But when I'm going to preface by saying that when I have gone over to Phil's house, sometimes the most fun thing about the fact that he has like nearly all of the NES games is not to look at stuff we're familiar with, like Super Mario Brothers 3. The fun thing is to look at like Blues Brothers or Lethal Weapon or Dirty Harry or like these terrible games, right?
Is that fun though?
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
fun. Yes.
Okay.
Like, and you have to answer the question of like, all right, so Joe Pesci's on the cover, so is he in the game of Lethal Weapon, right? As it turns out, the answer is no, which is a little disappointing. But you only know that by playing. So I found some things that I've been able to, in most cases, get on the cheap, but have been really fun to reconnect with. One of which being this one, Michael Jackson: The Experience, which
Wait, what system is that for? Vita?
That's for Vita, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even know
Ubisoft,
that was a thing.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft around the launch of the system released a bunch of Michael Jackson games. The Kinect one was the one that they pushed hardest, but hey, they had the license, so they'll do something for every platform. It's actually a little rhythm game that's quite fun and quite short. But that was fun. Ended up also picking up something that I didn't know existed, and that is Disney Infinity for Vita. Had no idea that there was such a thing. And it came out, it's a 2.0 edition, and it came out significantly after the 2.0 versions for the other platforms came out. It's the only one they ever made. It comes with Symbiote Spidey and its own dedicated Bluetooth base for the system. It runs on the PS TV. And I also picked up the two mission packs that works with it, which is Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. And in theory, it's fantastic because, again, you can play it on portable, you can put it on the PS TV and it runs, but the frame rate is just a horror show. It's like it drops consistently to like 10 frames a second. So I appreciate the ambition, and actually it runs really pretty well in toy box mode, so that's clearly what they focused on, but the missions themselves just don't hold up. And, that's always a challenge where, be it Borderlands 2 or Amazing Spider-Man, when everyone tries to take their like PS3 games and just scrunch them onto the PS Vita, it's not pretty.
No.
Probably the better way to do it is the way they did Batman 3, which I also picked up, which is just kind of a truncated version of that game, which actually runs really smoothly. And the last one I'll mention is just one that was also a port, which is from Criterion, which was a really ambitious Need for Speed. And what's really interesting about the Need for Speed is they actually did manage to get a solid frame rate on that, and they were able to fit in everything that was in the full console versions. And that's really cool, especially when compared to like Need for Speed No Limits, which is on iOS, where that's an absolutely gorgeous game, but like you can literally put it on auto drive and it will finish races for you, so it's kind of nice to go back to the real deal.
I'd be very interested in.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
I did hear that the Vita version of Most Wanted was quite good.
It is, yeah.
I have a problem in the Need for Speed games, or really the new Criterion games, where there is any sort of rain in the environment, and you have a lot of like reflections and lights everywhere. It's my old man eyes. Like I really have a problem avoiding collisions, and maybe that's just how I am in all driving games, which is a distinct possibility. But I have trouble playing the new Need for Speed games.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Well, and then so those are the games I've been playing, but it does lead to one tweet that I wanted to bring up. So Andrew Reiner from Game Informer
Yes.
posited a very interesting question to his readers, and that was effectively, and I'm paraphrasing, if there is a PS4 portable that's announced, what would that do to the Nintendo NX? There's a lot of speculation about that. I think it's probably not going to happen, but it is interesting because while there's no question they would not do a Vita 2, doing a portable PlayStation 4 using the same software makes a lot more sense. And if that could be viable just as kind of another hardware solution, that's certainly interesting to me. But what do you think, if that's possible, would do to Nintendo's plans?
Well, I mean, it would depend on how things are run, right? Because right now, Sony has this remote play thing going, which they're doing remote play on PC, and they just announced PS Now for PC as well,
which I'm stoked about.
That's very cool. But so, is it a PS4 portable that's going to have a hard drive in it, or would it be primarily remote play and PS Now run into a system that needs a Wi-Fi connection? Because the NX, as far as we've known from the rumors, is a cartridge-based system that where you're going to be docking a device at home, so you wouldn't need a Wi-Fi connection or an internet connection to play. But
I think the reasonable presumption is that he's speculating on the idea that it would be something like the NX, where you could carry it around and you'd have the media on the device itself. Whether or not it's all download or cartridge, the idea that it's not Wi-Fi required.
See, that sounds very expensive to me.
It does, yeah. but I mean, here's the thing though. Everyone's been saying that the technology that's running the NX is definitely more powerful than Wii U and is in the ballpark of PS4 and Xbox One. If that's the case, why wouldn't it be reasonable for Sony to do something at a similar price?
But you are talking about the rumor is that the NX is using a variant of the Tegra chips from NVIDIA. And then you have the PS4, which is x86 architecture, right?
Yep.
To me, it doesn't seem like they would be able to shrink that down far enough to make a good portable experience.
Yeah, that may well be. Yeah, just bringing it up because I thought it was an interesting question.
Certainly. I mean, if they were able to do it, I'd be quite interested in that. But
yeah. I responded that I would go broke because I would be buying everything for that too, and the NX.
Well, here's the thing: could you have PSVR hooked up to that thing as well? Because then you could have portable.
That's actually a really interesting question. Yeah.
No, because then you need the breakout box from the PS4 or the PSVR too, and it wouldn't be portable anymore.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit like trying to run Sega CD on an OMAD or something.
Although they had the CDX.
It's true.
That's true.
They had the portable Sega CD that just not a screen on that.
The CDX is fantastic, by the way.
Yes, it is.
I always wanted one. I never.
I have a CDX.
I have a Nomad.
I have a Nomad too.
I have a Nomad too. Yeah. The thing is that thing kills 6 AA batteries in 20 minutes. It's quite amazing. But I mean, looking at that and again looking at the Vita PS TV type thing, those combos really convince me that once people start to play something like what we think the NX is going to be, or if there is a PS4 portable, like the idea of being able to do that, I think it's just going to hit the sweet spot of guys like us in a really unique way, and you're not going to want to go without being able to take your stuff on the go ever again.
Well, I wonder what the numbers are on remote play. I wonder what the demand is already for people who are playing remotely. Or could you do something like remote play? Could you make it iPhone compatible or iPad compatible, where you could put a Bluetooth controller to one of those screens and not even have to worry about Wi-Fi, but basically hook it up to a cell phone that's already connected?
Yeah, that's a good question. But I guess here's what I look at is you saw that both Microsoft and Sony ended up following what Nintendo was doing with second screen.
Yeah.
So if the NX is popular, I am willing to bet anything that before the end of the life cycle of the PS4 and the Xbox One, there is, for one or the other, a version that is portable that you can carry around. Once the guts can be shrunk down to be efficient in a handheld format, I think that idea is appealing enough to where they're going to want to make sure that's at least an option for players of their platforms.
It could be. I look at Nintendo's target demographic differently than I do Sony and Microsoft. And
Sure.
Sony and Microsoft seem to be chasing higher spec, hardcore gamers with things like Neo and Scorpio. And Nintendo seems to be going the other direction somewhat, in that now it seems like they're going for, a portable chipset and hopefully lower cost, one platform type of thing. So it'll be interesting. I could definitely see Microsoft and Sony getting into it. I'm curious about, so let's say Sony did a PS4 portable. I mean, they've done the Vita before. Like, how do you sell it to somebody who doesn't, or do you sell it to somebody who doesn't have a PS4?
Yeah, I would definitely think that would be a big part of the selling proposition, because you'd sell it as a PS4. You'd sell it principally as something that does dock to your TV, but
Sure.
guess what? You can carry it around everywhere, and
But then you'd have to have a pretty big hard drive on that thing, right?
Yes, you would.
Because
Yeah.
PS4 games are not light on the gigabytes.
No, you're right. You're right. Well, it might.
The new BioShock collection is like 70 gig, 80 gig, something like that.
Well, I mean, what's possible too is it might be more of kind of a tablet-sized thing as opposed to a phone-sized thing as well.
Sure.
Which
Sure.
would make it easier to get that kind of hard drive in there.
Yeah. Interesting thoughts, for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at that PlayStation meeting that happens in another week and a half or so.
Yes. Well, and last thing on it, though, CJ, is for you, because I know that you've used the off-screen play quite a bit.
I do. I use it all the time.
For the NX, when that comes out, if it's what we think it is, how do you think you're going to be principally engaging with games on that? Do you think it'll be mostly on the TV or mostly on the device?
Mostly on the device.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, I love remote play on the Vita. Usually when I'm using the Vita, I'm using it to play PS4 games remotely.
Yep.
Not straight up PS Vita games. So if Sony made such a device, I would definitely be interested. But it would have to be, $250 or maybe less. Like, it couldn't be expensive.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. I agree with you, but what you're looking at with the Scorpio seems to be that they're banking on this super high-end customer that already has a 4K TV. So, I mean, that's kind of boutique niche.
The other thing, I tweeted this out the other day. I've been lurking in the NeoGAF topic on the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
Just to see what people's experiences are with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the tweet, or I'll link to it in the show notes, but basically you hook up the 1S and it goes through a checklist in terms of what can be viewed on the television that you have. So a lot of televisions that are advertised as quote-unquote 4K can't view all of the content that the Xbox One, and I'm assuming maybe even the Neo can put out. So things like HDR gaming, which are like big buzzwords, this particular person's 4K quote-unquote television couldn't display HDR games. So it'll just run in 1080p, and it's just like, oh shit! Like, you spend the money on a 4K television, and you spend the money on an HDR 4K console, and you discover that your TV sucks.
That is a bummer.
That's a terrible consumer experience.
Yes.
And I put the blame fully on TV makers.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, remember when they had, there was ED-TVs in addition to HD-TVs?
Yeah,
enhanced definition.
I remember.
Yeah.
that whole thing was terrible, and I was glad that I mostly waited for all of that to settle before going HD TV the first time, and we're seeing that again with 4K, where
Well,
there's all these competing standards, and every manufacturer has a different lineup of features, and it's terrible.
Well, as I mentioned to you guys on the show before, when I started into the HD generation, I was stupid enough to buy a more than 200-pound CRT HD TV. Luckily, I was able to find some sucker who actually bought it off of me, so I could go get a nice light set instead. So,
what was that sucker's name?
Oh.
Do we know him?
I think we do. Phil, do we know him?
No, I don't know if we do.
It was Phil. It was Phil.
Me.
Hope you liked your beautiful blacks, because that's the one thing that set was good for.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Hey, worked for me.
Yep.
Okay.
Until it stopped.
It stopped working. It died.
Oh yeah, it died.
Oh.
It
Soon
died.
after you bought it from me.
No,
Well,
no,
and
no.
I literally bought that in an alleyway in the Tenderloin, which is like a bad part of town in San Francisco. To be fair, I bought it off of a tester at Sega who lived there, but still, like there was literally, I honestly believe like a drug deal going on behind us while we were getting this into the car. We looked suspicious putting this piece of electronics equipment in someone's car and driving away in that neighborhood, but there were no police anywhere to be seen, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Tenderloin. Why would there be cops hanging around there? Yeesh.
All right, should we get on to tweets?
Oh, sure.
You like that?
I'd love it.
Okay. Let's do this one from hacker Alias Pierrot, who says, the SNES is $25. What's the most you paid for a SNES game? Mine was Japanese Stunt Race FX for £85 or $130.
Oh, jeez. They were all like $49.99 MSRP, right?
They were mostly like 60 or upwards of 70 sometimes.
I'm pretty sure some of the boxes I have say $59.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Earthbound might say $69.99. Not sure.
My Earthbound says $5.99. Or actually $4.99.
From Blockbuster?
Best Buy.
I bought it from Best Buy.
God, I should have bought another copy from
I should have bought the stack of 50 of them.
My God.
Hey, my score was Virtual Boy for $20 at Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, I got mine for
everybody
$20
got
at Target.
Yeah, don't think you're the only person who got a Virtual Boy for cheap from Blockbuster.
That was great.
I think that's the only way people bought them.
That was not great, but yes, it was.
I've only used my Virtual Boy like twice.
I've used my Virtual Boy a pretty fair amount.
Yeah.
Wario Land on there is awesome.
Waterworld.
I have heard that is good. But okay, what's the most you paid for a SNES game? I'll answer this. So at the Mitsubishi Market back in Illinois,
yeah,
Arlington Heights, they had a Pony Toy Go Round location for a little while before they went out of business, and they sold Famicom and Super Famicom games. And I paid $129 for Dragon Ball Z 3.
Nice.
Wow.
And it was not worth it because that game was not very good.
See, I can remember spending $94.99 on Shadows of the Empire for N64, but I can't remember any crazy prices for SNES. I was working at a Software Etc. at the time, so I was getting that discount. I think maybe the most expensive one was Street Fighter 2 Turbo, because I think that was like $10 more than most games.
Maybe, it must have been some import game. I'm trying to think of what import games like Rockman and Forte, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I thought I bought you Rockman and Forte.
You did buy me Rockman
that was
and
not
Forte.
That was not expensive at the time.
That's right, because that you would have got that over
in Japan.
Holy shit! You guys. See,
You did it.
I did it. I didn't think I was going to do it.
Sirens going
I tried
off.
not to do it. I
You
tried.
swear to
to be fair, CJ dropped the S-bomb a little earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
Yeah,
I don't
you did.
remember that.
You did, though.
Can't prove it.
Yeah,
This is not being recorded.
It's recorded. It's been going out live on the internet.
Oh.
What I
Oh,
was going to
shit.
say was I forgot you guys were all you guys were already in the business during the SNES era. I forgot about that.
That's true.
Yeah.
In the business, as it were.
Business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably didn't pay over $100 for a SNES game.
No crazy prices on SNES stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
More likely to do that nowadays on SNES, actually.
Yeah.
That's
true.
For collecting. Yeah.
SNES games are worth money.
They're worth some money. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias, a Nutcracker. Anyone know who owns the rights to Kickle Cubicle? I'd like to see a remaster of this fantastic game.
It was IREM.
Yeah, who owns the IREM stuff now? Isn't IREM out of business?
Yeah. IREM's not around anymore.
Wait, who bought IREM?
I don't know.
I hope it wasn't Konami, because we know how that ends.
Right. Well, and you have such weird deals. Like Data East went to like some poultry company or something, didn't it? It's like
I thought it went to some mobile game company.
Did it? Okay.
Pretty sure the Data East stuff went to some mobile gaming company. So.
Yeah, wasn't Gung Ho owns a bunch of that stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
It seems like every 2 years someone new owns Double Dragon as well.
Let's see here.
Kickle Cubicle. Now, is it cubicle or cubicle? Because I always called it cubicle because I like the Kickle Cubicle.
Kickle Cubicle?
Cubicle, yeah. Even though I'm sure
Cubicle.
Actually, that would be way too much research, but it would be an interesting article to see which brands that never kind of had a sequel are now public domain. Like, if you wanted to do Spanky's Quest 2, would there be anyone there to stop you? Or if you wanted to do a follow-up to Awesome Possum.
Kicks Dr. Michino's butt.
Yeah.
What about High Seas Havoc? Who owns High Seas Havoc?
Wasn't that Tengen?
No, it was a Data East game, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Arrow the Acrobat, which, Phil, if you remember,
that's Sunsoft, yeah.
We made up a fan who wrote in excitedly about that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, we faked a letter about someone who was super hyped about Acrobat.
What about James Pond? James Pond.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really interesting one, because if you did James Pond 4, would EA do a cease and desist? I presume they're never going to do that.
Oh, you know what? Hey, fan groups looking to do a fan game on something. You should do that.
Yeah, there you go. Don't start doing a Metroid or Zelda or something.
Those are too obvious.
Do a High Seas Havoc 2.
Or Zool.
Zool.
You can do Zool.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about Zool. Wait, God.
Or Taboo the Seventh Sense.
Oh.
I don't know, man. That's rare, man. That's a rare game. You're gonna have Microsoft breathing down your neck.
Yeah, so is Anticipation and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And
Did
you guys see the video that came out of the GoldenEye Xbox 360?
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to watch that yet.
I want that so badly.
They
and
didn't
I'd
get
play
to
it for
make
15 minutes and say I played it in high definition and never play it again, just like Perfect Dark Zero. But I'd be glad I did.
Perfect Dark was never good.
Perfect Dark was never good.
In general.
Perfect Dark was never good.
All right, I'm not even going to try to debate that.
It's true.
Okay. I mean, you can't debate it. It's a fact.
IREM Software Engineering is headquartered in Hakusan. It is a wholly owned subsidiary of Aizo Corporation, formerly Nanao.
Oh, and I got some information from enemy of the show, Chris Baker.
That's wasn't it.
Okay, give me 1 second.
What's that information?
He says,
give me a second, Arrow the Acrobat was created by my former boss, David Brevik, creator of Diablo. He also did Justice League Task Force.
Oh.
So there is someone who would pay attention.
Wasn't the story with Arrow the Acrobat, it was like the president of Sunsoft's, like, toddler who came up with the
What?
idea. Yeah, isn't that the story? Is like the
You might
president of the
be
company, like
thinking
his son, came up
Zero
with
the
it,
Kamikaze Squirrel.
and then it
which
might have
was
been
the
Zero.
spin-off.
Yeah, but they had to
spin-off
make
of-
the game because this guy's son came up with the idea.
I don't know.
That's what I
I
thought.
hope that's
Keep that
true.
in mind. Not only did We Make Fun, but Arrow the Acrobat got a sequel and a spin-off game. So
But unlike
Yeah.
Bubsy, he didn't get a TV special on.
That's
A
true.
Bubsy.
Thanksgiving TV special, yeah.
Bubsy did get a Thanksgiving special. I forgot.
Bubsy appearing on television only wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yep.
All right. I don't even remember what question we were answering.
Make a.
This is good. What?
If you,
Make a what?
If you are think you can get away, because what's I mean, LucasArts is kind of gone now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you
So
gonna say? Somebody make a Yoda Stories fan game? Is that
no.
Like a
I'm
Full
not,
Throttle 2 or something.
no. I'm saying it's time to bust out Defenders of Dynatron City 2.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Wow, deep
You know?
cuts.
Go,
What about Dig Deeper?
Hmm?
A sequel to the Dig. Dig Deeper.
Dig Deeper?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the Dig Dug DS sequel?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Dig Dug DS.
Could've
Oh,
been.
Digging
All right.
Strike. Digging Strike was Dig Dug DS.
Hacker alias Sean McHugh asks, "How will VR work while looking after a 3-year-old running around the house?"
It won't.
It won't. Don't do that. How about let's not do that?
How about let's not do that?
Always make sure that there is another parent there to actually watch the child. How about that? Yeah. Definitely don't use VR.
And let's just make sure that the launch day of PS VR, we call Child Protective Services and make sure they're paying attention to the person who asked that question.
Yes. We are reporting you now, Mr. McHugh. So I watched the trailer. There's a Battlezone game coming out for PSVR.
I did.
And it looks really nice. I did not realize this.
Is it going to have the original arcade version in there?
I can only hope.
Yes,
I don't know about
awesome.
that, but that would be very cool.
Yeah.
Hacker alias the Parmaster says, "Do you think playing your games wherever is as big of a selling point as Nintendo is hoping? As a dad, I say yes, unsure about Joe Consumer."
Yeah, I think that if you're the target for that, it's going to be, as I said earlier in the show, something that you will never want to live without once you experience it. But it's a huge question as to whether or not there are enough customers that will feel that way to invest in the devices.
I'll just say this about it. Fans of playing your games anywhere, rejoice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
now
and
you
Phil,
will be able to.
I already asked CJ this, but I know you also get a reasonable amount of time in front of the TV when you can game. But if
Yes.
you get an NX, do you think
Because
that
I don't let my wife or children dictate how much TV I get to access.
Right.
Because I'm the man of the house.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So, but do you think you'll be spending more time on the NX in your hands, like looking at the screen, or on the TV?
TV.
You're more of a TV gamer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I have a TV, so I can play my games on a big TV. If I'm commuting or something, if I'm on a train or a bus or in my car driving to work, that's when I play.
That's when you play your 3DS.
That's when I play my mobile game. Yeah, but no,
That's when you got the Pokemon Go set up, so you can catch all those
exactly
sweet Rattatas.
It's hard to hit the Pokestops when you're at highway speeds, though. You gotta.
Yeah.
And other cars hate it when you slam on the brakes in the middle of the highway, and it's like, no, you don't understand.
Pikachu.
Yeah, my daughter,
Lapras.
My daughter pointed in delight when we went to a little outside food truck called Daddy-O's, and she saw two women in their 20s like sitting and playing Pokemon Go together. But yeah, it's not literally everywhere you look anymore, but it is still surprisingly prevalent.
Yeah, last week there was a lot made about the DAUs of Pokemon Go dropping drastically. To which I sort of shrugged. It's like, yeah, it's a mobile game.
Yeah.
It's a mobile game that had a huge ascension to the top, and it's still got millions of users. It's going to be fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
It'll be okay.
The people who actually want to continue playing the game will continue playing the game. They'll be fine. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even when Vita cross-buy games had cross-save, you remember cross-save? That was a great feature.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Rogue Legacy.
The Sly Cooper games had cross-save as well, but you had to do like an extra menu thing where you had to like upload or download the save, and that was sort of a bit of a pain.
Same thing with Borderlands.
It was certainly a cool feature, and I'm assuming that with the NX you won't have to do that, and it'll just kind of solve saving conflicts if there are any. What I'm really curious about is how My Nintendo fits into this whole thing, because they kind of advertise My Nintendo as also a cloud saves service as well. That has not that functionality has not come to 3DS or Wii U. I assume that it's going to happen with the NX, but I guess we'll see.
When's the last time either of you turned on Miitomo? By the way, just out of curiosity.
A couple days ago to put on the Metroid hat.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
A couple days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
A couple days ago to get a Super Metroid shirt.
Nice.
Yes. I have that as well. I have a big Samus S pin as well.
Ah, very nice.
That's cool.
What about you, Ethan?
That really backfired.
You sound like you haven't. You sound like what you wanted is you wanted Phil and I.
Time for a sweet dig on Miitomo here. Let me just set this.
No, I think Miitomo is just fine. I don't have any problems with it. I enjoyed it when we played it. I haven't played it for a while, and I wasn't leading with a question. I was legitimately curious. I have not played for a while, but again, when you're saying that there's Samus stuff out there, that's interesting to me. So I may tune in again and check it out.
Oh,
yes, indeed. They did some Mario stuff too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
fun. All right, let's do one more maybe. Hacker Alias, Beard the Movie, says too many zombies in games. We need dinosaur mode. Which games would benefit from this mode?
Grand Theft Auto.
I'm going to say Dead Rising. Let's have a dinosaur mode in Dead Rising.
Ooh.
I'd be down.
Where you are a dinosaur or where you're fighting zombie dinosaurs?
Either. I'll take either.
Okay.
Actually, I'd love to see it in Journey.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd be down with that. Yeah.
How about No Man's Sky? Because then there'd be something interesting in No Man's Sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick burn. Sick burn.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's where we should end it.
Good.
We should just end it.
Good.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have a question or would like to comment on something that you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward and Generation 16 episodes. I think he's done 17 of those so far. And an 18th one coming at some point. In fact, Greg just did a stream yesterday as we record this
about him. He's not even here.
of some Sonic games because he's earning some money for the IWK Foundation via extralife.org.
That's right.
We will link to his page where you can donate to his cause. He's going to be doing some other marathons leading up to the big 24-hour game-a-thon later this year. That'll be pretty cool. And also on PlayerOnePodcast.com, you will find a message board where you can discuss this very episode with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting PlayerOnePodcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. It gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for your listening device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
Find that right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. You can check out archives of our past shows and watch us live most weeks on the youtube.com/P1podcast.
That's right.
Follow our Twitter account to find out when we'll be broadcasting our next live show. And if you've liked what you heard and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ needs faceplates.
That's
They're
right.
not going to buy
These things are not cheap.
So,
Not cheap. It's about $20 each.
Donate early, donate often.
Just kidding. I will not be purchasing faceplates using Patreon dollars.
You keep telling yourself that. Maybe one day you'll believe it.
I will. Yeah.
Okay. If you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com where you'll find a link to donate to Greg Stewart's fantastic Generation 16 series about America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis. CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem, Phil.
Eat the nine horn.
Yes, sir.
It's a fine job this week.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
work.
you very much.
Good
We
work.
did it.
Good work.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Thumbs up your butt.
Nah.
Gross.
With a coconut.
What?
Huh?
With a coconut.
Oh,
We'll see everyone next week.
I'm not going to be here next. Well, I might. No, I'm probably not going to be here next week
Well,
because I'll be
So-
at PAX West.
it's
Stop
a
by the
party
Adult-
next week,
Adult
folks.
Games booth. Stop by.
It's a
Stop by.
party next week, folks. Yeah.
CJ has learned how to detach his own head as a promotional stunt.
Exactly for Headlander.
Yep.
Ah, I see.
That's right.
He's also going to be doing some freestyle rapping to promote ToeJam and Earl. Why don't you bust out a few lines for us right now, CJ?
My name is CJ, and I'm here to say I love Fruity Pebbles in a major way.
He loves Fruity Pebbles in a major way.
Is that how? That's
Yeah.
the only thing I got.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I was kind of your Earl.
You were. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, there.
That's good.
Give me a wiki wig.
Wiki wig.
There we go.
Okay.
See, this guy, if you ever had any doubts that the wrong guy was working on this ToeJam and Earl game, that
Now
should,
you-
I thought that was going to come off as awkward instead it came off as awesome.
yeah, there you go.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Next
That it?
week
Yeah,
or the 2 weeks from now. Whatever.
whatever. Who
Oh,
cares?
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Later, dudes.
So long.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.